You know, the Hawk often gets told that he is so talented that people will watch me reviewing anything. Well, it's put up or shut up time. It's time for more Wrestlemania weekend fails. Shimmer Women's Wrestling was a show designed to give women chances in 2005 without having them have to do the typical diva stuff. It was designed to be a gateway into being a serious wrestler. There was no corny acting, no belittling women, and most importantly, no boobies. So it was very, very boring. I'm joking, I am joking, I promise you. It shaped women's wrestling for what we have today, and wrestlers such as Becky Lynch, Dakota Kai, Asuka and Ruby Riott spent time here. But nothing lasts forever, except for this intro, and the good times were over after the Corona Crunch crushed Shimmer and other women's wrestling promotions rised up. But we still have the memories, man. They can't take them from us. Fast forward to this weekend, and I didn't watch WrestleMania because I was too busy getting locked in the horseshoes in Las Vegas. This is like a double smack to the gut because I've already showed you what JCW Stranglemania was like. And now the Hawk presents from earlier in that day in the exact same building. It's time for the greatest tribute act ever. This show's going to honour the past of women's wrestling Shimmer, so it's not the worst idea ever. Maybe get some famous faces in to drop by and talk about the good old days. I get to scout the up and coming wrestlers. There could be some cool video package of Becky Lynch doing her first bro kick or whatever she does. Maybe Ruby Riott from before she had green hair, or Asuka back from when she pronounced it how it's spelled. This isn't so bad, I've had worse ideas. This video for one. Alright, it's Plomania, it's Shimmer, but grainier. The show starts with anime. I can't tell if we're supposed to be dudes or chicks in this. It says we're about to go straight from hell, and that's what I got from this. The opening shot is the most depressing thing I've ever seen. Look all these poor fucks locked in this room. Somehow JCW made it look far better. The fans politely clap for Plomania. Without a single explanation, we go straight into a tag team match. Tag team Demon Slayer, Leva Bates and Su Yung, who I guess have history in this company at least. The commentator admits that she's never heard of this tag team. They question who the demon even is, maybe coming to TNA soon. The opponents are Josephine Navarro and another woman called Maserati, apparently somewhat of a big deal in Las Vegas. This backdrop makes me so miserable. Could they not have put some posters up from the past or something? They haven't tried. Maserati starts the match, running from Su Yung and falling out of the ring. Instead, old Blue Shorts will fight Jocelyn. Leva Bates keeps doing forward rolls. They start scrambling around and doing a dodgy looking head scissors and a hesitation dropkick for a 2. Josephine is winning the match, but then makes the bizarre decision to toss Leva into her own corner and then seems confused when Su Yung tags in. A bit of an embarrassing botch, I'm afraid. The audience cough with frustration. Josephine hits a clothesline and brings her partner in, assisting her with a big splash. Maserati hits Su Yung with a shut up or a smack you one. She tries a back kick into a roll up now, but they fall out of the pin, so Maserati does a kick instead. The green haired goddess does a crossbody out of the corner now for a 2. They decide to repeat that stupid back kick on the ropes again for some reason, but this time Leva rushes the ring rapidly and hits a code breaker. Apparently the demon is coming alive now. I thought they were the Demon Slayers. Everything is so slow and delayed. Everybody starts being scared of Su Yung. Jocelyn slaps her in her well-built upper body. It proceeds like this for a while. Everybody just continues awkwardly standing around. A blind tag is made, but either Jocelyn doesn't see it or doesn't care, and she smashes out Leva Bates on the apron. She continues an assault in the corner on Su Yung and tries to make a pin, but the referee points out that she ain't legal. Leva Bates slowly makes it back into the ring and they continue brawling. For the 3rd time in the match, they do that dumb back kick from the ropes into a leg sweep. Su Yung, fucking hell, breaks up the pin. Su then misses a rapid boot in the corner, hits her a Rakarana. It comes down to Leva and Maserati. This girl looks like she's constantly on ice, or crack. Su Yung picks her up and frantically spins her around into the panic switch. Leva Bates follows it with a kick and it's over, thank God. Very slow. I don't think Jocelyn even knew what the rules were. I don't think I even knew what her name was. The fundamentals weren't even done right here. It was a mess. A lady called Zepp, who is apparently a proud member of the PWO, attacks Maserati. She leaves with Su Yung. It says vile on her head. I hope that isn't a reflection on her breath. It's time for a nameless announcer woman to run through some thank yous. She sounds exhausted. The Hawk better be on this list of thank yous. She thanks Shimmer, Game Changer Wrestling, and That's it apparently. I wouldn't have bothered. Now it's another random tag match. It's Maria and Lil Mars versus the extraordinary happy team of Jazzy Yang and Toga. I feel so embarrassed for the wrestlers just looking at this. Apparently this is one of them having their first match in the United States. Probably her last too. They start off dancing around and reversing each other. They were meant to be extremely powerful wrestlers, but they just look like everybody else. Toga the Yoga gets the first two. Maria misses a dropkick, but they have to sell it. Lil Mars comes in and takes her opponent to another planet. Wish I could go to another planet. Strangely, I actually saw her wrestle recently live for Slam Masters Wrestling in Cardiff. Do you know who else is going to be at Slam Masters Wrestling in Cardiff on the 10th of May? The biggest slapper in wrestling history, Hollywood Hailey J. Jazzy Yang has the tag and starts hitting arm drags. She is a second generation wrestler. Unfortunately, I don't think it's Jimmy Yang that's her dad, but that would be too cool. Yoga and Jazzy do double teaming and Yoga does a hesitation rolling thunder. They're starting to look exhausted. Little Mars won't stop battering her in the corner. They talk about how intimidating Lil Mars is. They do a brutal Irish whip exchange now. They go around and around like ballerinas on ice. Amira hits a cannonball in the corner. Her opponent will need a mirror if she gets any more messed up. We get a double down after a crossbody. Yay, double tags. Yoga the Toga hits a smack straight away and almost wins from that. Toga slams Team Purple together for a 2 count. The rock bottom is reversed and Amira hits a German suplex. Jazzy kicks Team Purple away. Lil Mars gets a suplex which almost makes her teeth fall out. Yoga grabs her straight after and does a weird uranagi for a 3. The fans desperately reach for their phones. They don't want to forget this moment that they saw this match. It's one they can show their grandkids about. What's next then? Are we doing an advert break on this one? This video, really? Okay, seems kind of harsh. Right, we got to take a quick commercial break, I'm sorry. Coming this week on JCW Lunacy, it's the new Winner Stays On contest where you've got to use your hands. You've heard of the 5-knuckle shuffle. Well, invert those knuckles, because you'll need soft palms if you want to cause harms, because this week, the biggest slapper in JCW history, Hailey J, will beat off the competition in this Winner Stays On contest. Can you stay stood up erect for Hailey's hands? Find out this week on an all-new episode of JCW Lunacy. Coming to Slam Masters Wrestling on the 10th of May, Hollywood Hailey J has finally made it out the ghetto and she's coming to Cardiff. Think you're gonna buy her a mockingbird? She'll slap that bird right out your mouth. The biggest slapper in wrestling history will be in Cardiff. The Hawk sits at the back with the cool kids. Don't talk to me if you see me. Who's that wrestler? A farting noise plays over the PA system. There is movement happening around ringside and the commentary team explain about wild strangers being here. A group of people with really strange hair start setting up tables and chairs. It's going to be a Vegas Boulevard brawl match. Nikki XS has a bride gimmick. She is the Versace of violence. Shazza McKenzie is her opponent. She needs a drink just to be here. The commentators reveal there's too much going on here for them to cope. They try to figure out what her gimmick is. They think she's a showgirl or something. Without explanation, they sit down and start playing cards. Is this a wrestling match or not? They all desperately discuss how they can make this segment entertaining. The crowd chant, "Show your ass," possibly aimed at the referee. This might be the saddest looking crowd of all time. They're all just sat here wondering why they're sat here. The bride gets tired of it all and throws her cards and throws a slap. Shazza throws her over the table. The table starts collapsing and the spot is blown. Instead, Shazza does a fake out of a steel chair and then hits her in the gut instead. The commentators say she would never bash anybody in the head of a chair as she dives off the apron and bashes her in the head with a chair. Here we go, the match is starting to get really hardcore. A confetti can is attempted, but it doesn't want to cooperate. Shazza wants to grab another chair, but an arm comes from underneath the ring and stops her. It's a girl called Blair Onyx, who looks exactly the same as the girl in the PWO shirt from the start of the video. The bride chokes out Shazza with pearls and then drives her knees into her. How is that not the 3? We move on to the bride trying to give her a Chelsea grin. She takes a swig and smashes her head off. This match has a real twist in it. Instead of thumbtacks, it's pearls and dice. The bride hits a bulldog into the pile for a 2. Now it's a big spin kick. For some reason, the referee refuses to count the pin and starts waving a plaster in her face. This distracts everybody and Shazza wriggles away and starts rubbing the strange item in her face. Oh, it's a James Mitchell spot. They talk about how she's suddenly got loads of energy now and they claim that she's gurning. This is not a turn that the Hawk was expecting. She hits a brutal clothesline and a suplex which almost gets the job done. Sasha says she wants to get higher. Bad choice because that strange girl returns again, breakdancing and walking around. This is a distraction and Nikki XS, the bride, smashes her in the head with a fake glass bottle. We aren't actually finished and Nikki hits a Hurricanrana DDT, an absolute thunderstorm of destruction. It's over now. I mean, it wasn't boring, so it wasn't the worst match ever. Might make the top 10 though. The James Mitchell spots really seem to be becoming more popular in wrestling. Do you think they're a good idea? Do you think we could one day see other items being used? Perhaps a Stoner Friend special to forcefully slow down our opponent? The commentators for tonight are two twins that look like they fell out of Jim Ross's ass. It's Vader Scott and Val Capone. A man who looks like one of the slime balls from the NWA frantically and desperately tries to sweep the ring of all the trash, and this gets a sweep, sweep, sweep chant from the crowd. This was only the second time of the entire night I'd even heard them. Look at this guy go, he's nuts. The cleaning gimmick's over, man, use it. Okay, we're just storming through this show without any breaks, aren't we? I thought this was supposed to be honouring Shimmer. It's a shittle threat anyway. Izzy Moreno will take on the Gypsy Mac. Wow, lots of people live in the gimmick here. She tries to bring the energy to this lame crowd. The final girl will be Brittany Brooks. She's been on the cusp of the NWA and TNA, and she's still only 21. This should be okay. These three still seem to have some life left in them. They don't need to go marching to be up for it. The Gypsy Mac does a roll off the back into a roll up in the corner. Izzy comes back, sweeping her out and kicking her away. Brittany trips up Izzy and sends her into the pole. She's working as a heel here. Brittany dominates Gypsy in the ring, and after a while, Brittany and Gypsy start squelching each other in the chest. Brittany drops her on the face now, but is getting tripped up from the outside. The commentary team are obsessed with Izzy Moreno. We get to see the fourth crossbody of the night. The fifth one is then caught, and Gypsy slams her into Brittany. Gypsy Mac keeps going, doing the slut drop in the corner. Izzy will once again fly with the sixth crossbody. Perhaps it was supposed to be caught. Izzy hits a sort of Falcon Arrow and everybody is confused that it's not over. I have to say though, fair play because they are trying here. There is confusion now as Izzy hits a Northern Light suplex and Brittany wants to dive on them to break up the pin, but she gets stuck on the top rope. Fortunately, they kick out the pin on their own. Brittany looks pissed though, and she hits an ankle slam but then turns around into a Gypsy Mac spear. The big moves keep coming though, and Brittany hits a wheelbarrow bulldog back on Gypsy, only for Izzy to hit her with a tornado DDT. Gypsy's back once again with a kick and a backbreaker. She wants to dive but takes too long. Izzy throws her from the top and looks shocked. She creams her with a Shining Wizard and Brittany tries to steal the pin, but it doesn't get the JOB done anyway. Brittany Brooks hits a final cut with Izzy returning the favour and stealing the pin, and that is how it goes down. Even at this low level, Brittany Brooks is still a jobber. There was a blown spot here, but I like this match the best so far. All of them had energy and they were trying. Next up, there's a woman who speaks terrible English. She's either that or the mic just isn't working, and she tries to interview Izzy. Izzy eventually manages to get some words into the mic and she says, she just proved that she belongs on Plomania. Talk about selling yourself short. That's like saying I deserve a hemorrhoid. And now it's straight into yet another match. Wow, they tried really hard with this tribute show, didn't they? It's Continental farmer Kia McKenna. She doesn't look like a farmer. And trust me, this hawk is a country bird. She has taken on Ali Catch. Good to see she's back from injury. No longer with GCW, by the way, she is a free agent. Looks like she's dropped about 20 pounds here. Hopefully she won't live up to the name Plomania. Ali is the first person the crowd care about, other than that janitor guy earlier. They liked him. Ali dominates the early going. The farmer eventually hits some well-placed knees right to the hay bell. She squashes her into the mat with a side slam for her too. Ali hits neat defeat in response and she is really proud of this. These two seem to be well versed in wrestling, but it's not a very exciting match, which is a problem for a huge show like this one. We are an hour into the show and we have not been given a reason to care. Ali hits a bunch of rolling maneuvers. Again, she's trying. She's after a big money contract potentially with Plomania. But who's to say after this? She starts to call the farmer a bitch. So many rest holds in this match, it just never ends. Kia starts throwing strikes that don't look great. The Continental farmer manages a float over in the corner into a back suplex for a two. She now tries a backslide. Ali just slides out of it and hits a pile driver straight away for the 3 count. Well, it was sudden and it came out of nowhere. Sadly, it didn't come out of nowhere quick enough. Up next, no, it's not another storyline reason to care about the show, but what it is we've actually got some of the Hawks' favourites as part of this match. Well, I don't know what they did to deserve this, but a few of the girls we're familiar with made it out to Vegas for a 6-man tag. Valentina Rossi, Journey Blake and the Vampire Bat. Yeah, hit them with your wings, Vampire Bat. They will take on some fucking girls who have a song that plays for about 2 minutes before anybody comes out. It's just not acceptable. I don't know what they were doing. It's Danny Moe who makes the boys say no, and Emily J and Rachel Leigh who make the Hawk spray. Bam! Rachel crushes herself into a ball in the ring. She actually wrestled the Vampire Bat on NWA Power a few months ago in a real knockdown, fang-out affair. All 6 fans in attendance are going nuts for it. They come out to that Lady Gaga song, I'm a Man-Eater. More relevant for the Vampire Bat, right? We start with Valentina slapping that ass. They then say her past as a ballerina would have helped her to do this. Emily drops her to the mat and slaps her back harder. This is what Shimmer was founded upon. Emily steals a Haley J women's special slap and a kick to the nutsack as well, but she can only get a 1. Valentina comes back with a nice flexible ballerina kick in the corner. A stunner is hit and then the tag is made. Rachel Leigh is in now with a cartwheel crunching in the corner. The commentary team tell us how flippy dippy Rachel Leigh is. Journey Burke comes in, but the wheelbarrow does not look good. Some more athleticism from Rachel Leigh into the corner now. The Poison Ivory is hit, but no pin is made. Instead, she tries to flip from the top and pays for it as Burke keeps kicking her to the mat. Burke hits a running net breaker for a 2. Rachel kicks her away and Danny Moe and the Vampire Bat both have the tags. Danny Moe offers to shake the Vampire Bat's wing. That doesn't go well for her and the bat flies through the air with a dropkick. The wings keep on flapping as the bat hits a cannonball in the corner. A twisting senton now for a 2. The bat keeps hitting wing strikes until Danny Moe blocks it and snapmares her and kicks her fangs off. The tags are made again and Danny does a fake out kick to Burke and there it is, the code red, just a 2. The Vampire Bat blocks the next move and hits the fanging and banging, only to get double knees from Emily. Rachel does a flip dive on the ballerina, she is all fired up now. Journey grabs Rachel and hits an air raid crash. The big moves keep coming now. Danny hits a big driver and the pin is broken up. They do the okey cokey spot and I ain't talking James Mitchell. The bat doesn't take part in this spot as the wings could be an issue. We get double handstands in the corner now into splashes. They then grab the Vampire's Bat's wings and hit double spinebuster and Rachel Leigh flies off the top with a handstand front flip. She calls that manoeuvre the lay. Well, where I'm from it means to sleep with somebody. I like all of these people, I don't think they belong on Plomania. At this point the Hawk completely gave up on any thought that this show could have any substance behind it. Well, other than the substance that girl earlier had. The next match is singles. I sure hope she is. It's the Peachtree, Alex Garcia versus Ellie James. She is the most English looking girl that I've ever seen. It's an aggressive lockup to start, which I wasn't expecting. James is another high flyer. She wipes out Alex and kicks her across the ring. Now it's a huge bulldog from James. Garcia turns it around on the apron and she gives us a beautiful smile. Alex nails a big knee and tries to make a pin with her feet on the ropes, but the ref cashes that one. The commentators discuss how disappointed they are in her. James tries to win with the sneaky roll-up, but Garcia isn't having it and throws her back into the corner and then back suplexes her. I'm liking this girl. Nice submission now, we haven't seen many submissions tonight. James rolls her into a pin to escape from the submission. We now get to see a crossbody for like the 100th time tonight, which is then followed by a fisherman suplex for a 2. Garcia stops the next slam by grabbing an eyelash and she hits a knee lift and a leg sweep to the mat. Then it's over, completely out of the blue, which is a shame because this match was good. They both look polished, both look like stars, but it was just too damn short. They must have been told to shave some time from this match because 4 minutes is just not enough on Plomania. Even an indie show in a church tells more of a story than this show. Surprising, this company has a women's title and it will be on the line next. The sound of somebody loudly puking plays over the PA system. It's Shotzi Blackheart and the crowd definitely know who she is. Shotsy was apparently voted Independent Wrestler of the Year. Well, I got a question for whoever came up with that award.
What about Mondo?
The champion of this promotion is Brittany Blake. She's so fast the cameraman can't keep up with her scrambling. Shotsy seems to adore her fans. It feels like all of these people are just here to see her. Shotsy is forced to carry this match with the coloured hair crunch off. Shotsy hits a dropkick as the crowd have gone completely unhinged. She keeps going for 619 but misses her dive and Blake hits arm drags and some sort of wheelbarrow body scissors, I guess. The match heads out of the ring where Shotsy drops her on the apron. Shotsy kicks her away and hits a big cannonball off the apron now. She takes a seat with her super fans. She has made that little boy's day. We head back to the ring, but Blake is quickly diving out of the ring. The cameramen won't want to miss a second of this action. Shotsy comes back with a step-up kick for a 2. Now it's a suplex into the corner where Blake gets no height whatsoever. It looks a bit frightening. Shotsy cannonballs her for a 2. Blake kicks her into the corner and hits some weak-looking strikes. She then finds a chance to dive and she hits the double stomp for a 2. She also hits a flip powerbomb out of the corner. This match is getting all of the time on the show. I just can't concentrate on this match. I don't know why. Shotsy hides on the outside. Somehow Blake doesn't see her. What a dumbass. Shotsy reappears for kendo stick, but Blake has one too. They both smack at each other like morons and Shotsy seems to win that event. She has a chair now and she sits the little girl down and charges at her with her knee. She then brings her back to the ring and hits a dive straight into knees. Blake locks on a bad looking submission where she looks like she's cuddling her legs and Shotsy has no choice but to tap out or cuddle her back. At this point you're just exhausted. It is so many matches with nothing happening, no story and no reason to carry on. Cruz sails out to have her match against the Lucha Baddy, who gets the worst reaction of the show. It's actually impressively bad. We're told how exciting this match is. Cruz does a nice rolling pin. She's out here doing arm drags and fireman's carries. I wish she'd slow down and give us a reason to care. We're told that the Lucha girl is a 13-year veteran with her own wrestling school. She's actually so old I think she was on the original Shimmer back in the day. A crossface is applied which goes on for ages and the ref is desperate for it to end, but it doesn't. She wins shortly after with a Shining Wizard. The most boring match of the night. If you've made it this far into the video, you're fucking nuts, but also thank you. You're now going to be rewarded with another advert break.
Who's that wrestler?
Yeah, it was Scotty Too Hotty. If you got that wrong, clean your eyes out, they're grotty. Another title is defended now, which is the Ladies Night Out Championship. Wish I was going out of this room so I didn't have to watch this. Alejandra Leon challenges for the belt of Jasmine Allure. She seems like somebody whose character is fleshed out. She's carrying herself like a star here, even if she is wearing the same hat as Mario. But can she back it up in the ring? Well, we start off with some nice chain wrestling, not something we've seen much of, which is surprising for a show in 2026. Allure does the first takedown by head scissors, but gets one straight back after. Alejandra now with multiple suplexes. She misses the 619 and Jasmine does a wheelbarrow into a faceplant. It's the only time anybody has made a wheelbarrow look good on this show. Big net breaker now from Allure for another 2. They start arguing in Spanish. It's like watching an episode of Orange is the New Black. These two do not like each other. Shame they couldn't have built a story around that or done something interesting. Alejandra hits a nice kick now, and now she can hit the 619 and a splash back into the ring for a 2. Allure slips out of her pedigree attempt and hits a drop kick. It's all for nothing though, because Alejandra just double arms her and hits an angel's wings, shockingly just a 2 actually. Allure slips out of her next move with double knees and lightning spirals her for the 3. Once again it felt very rushed, but I liked both girls. Jasmine's music is a banger too, and I don't feel like I ever get a chance to say that since the good old days of 2019. The main event is apparently a match which has been added to the show because they've gone too short, so they've had to find a couple of people walking around in the back and giving them a match. So after the 2 title matches, we now randomly have Charlie Evans versus Billy Starks. Why did they choose to end the show like this? Evans is a very angry little girl. Her nappy must be completely full 90% of the time. Billy Starks drops her on her head, but it doesn't end the match. Evans returns the favour with a Death Valley driver dropping her on her head for a 2. They do Wrestlemania style brawling. They aren't there, sadly, and probably never will be. But one can always dream. Billy reverses some sort of pins and wins in about 4 minutes. I am so confused why this went on last. They both run away as quickly as possible up the ramp away from this event, and the crowd do the same, making sure to pass the merch table without buying anything. That was Plomania. It wasn't exactly Wrestlemania, it wasn't even Stranglemania. It was 12 or so matches that happened for no reason. And I still watched this instead of Wrestlemania. This must be the most pointless show of all time, and they actually want people to pay for it. So let me save you the hassle. Don't bother. You'd have more fun inhaling a cat's farts after Fish Friday. I'll take your girl and show her lay.